Well, here I am with my Coleman Mach air conditioner on top of my RV. I went to fire it up today, and all I got was a buzzing, a kind of a humming buzz. And so I came and took the 4 bolts here that you see right here. Took the cover off. They go in these 4 holes. Took the outside shroud off, and trying to determine why it doesn't want to work. I suspect it's a capacitor that's not allowing something to start. So let's see if we can figure that out. So my wife's inside now. She's going to try to turn the unit on, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, so all you hear is a buzz, right? Well, I started the fan by hand, and away it goes. And the compressor's running too. I can hear that. So I think we have a fan capacitor that's out. But this unit is running now. Yep, this is running. I can feel it. Okay, well, behind this cover are the capacitors, and it tells you right here the run capacitor, the start capacitor, and the fan capacitor. So let's take this off. I already got the other screw out. And you need to discharge the capacitors. So you need to short across you unplug the whole rig, right? Mm-hmm. So the whole rig is unplugged from the main power source. So we need to short across these to make sure they're discharged. Excuse me. And they're all discharged. So it tells me here that the fan capacitor has a brown and white wire on it. Okay. And it also tells me, no, it doesn't tell me the values of it. So I've already taken off my plumber's tape, the adjustable band that mounts this, that holds these capacitors in here. So that is not the fan capacitor, because that's not brown and white. This is the fan capacitor. It's the brown wire and the brown and white wire. So this is what I need right here. Okay, so I ordered a new capacitor. I got it from a place online for about 18 bucks. It's right here. I've taken the wires off the old capacitor and switched them to the new capacitor. The old one has no markings for positive and negative, nor does the new one. So I can only assume that it's a non-polarized capacitor. So now let's try and start this up again. And we'll see if she'll fire off without me having to hand crank the fan. Look at that, the way she goes. The compressor and everything. Perfect. Well, I'm glad that worked. Now the only other minor issue I have is that this old capacitor is not quite the same as my new one. Now I've cut the power off again and discharged the capacitors by shorting across the terminals. But I think if I can just expand that strap a little bit, the mounting strap is right in here. If I can expand that strap just a little bit, I might have to go one more hole or just let the screw a little looser, and I should be able to slip it in there. So I had to take my band off, my plumber's tape I like to call it, and I'm going to go one more hole on the band there to make it big enough for my bigger capacitor. So just for your information, the part number on this is 1499-5461, 7.5 microfarad, 370 volts AC, 50-60 hertz, and I believe it's non-polarized because there are no markings on this whatsoever. Nothing on the top, no stripe on the side, nothing on the bottom. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to expand my band a little bit by one hole, and that should give me enough space to slip this in there. Well, I have my new capacitor back in the tie-down system. I had to expand my thing here just by one hole to fit the new kind of an oblong shaped capacitor. And everything runs great. So that's how you fix the fan capacitor. I will put some part numbers on the description, the video description for the other capacitors as well, since I do have that information. I got it from Coleman. And so you have that in case the run and the start capacitors go out. But that fixed my problem. Fan capacitor, piece of cake, 18 bucks, and no labor fee. Well, this motor doesn't seem to have any oil ports for the bearing, so I'm going to give it just a drop or two of oil on the shaft. I've just got some machine oil here, some light oil, and hopefully that'll seep in a little bit. And I could take apart the other side and do that too, but it seems like it's spinning pretty freely, so that should help a little bit. While I had my shroud off, I brought it down and hit it with the power washer, since it was pretty dirty, and all those little slots, they're pretty hard to scrub out by hand, so I figured the power washer would be the way to go. And then I had to reattach my foam blocks on each side. I believe it's an air stop of some sort, because they were coming loose, so I re-glued those. So I got my capacitor back in there. I had to expand the band clamp by 1 hole is all to fit the new oblong capacitor. And now the unit runs fine. I hope that helps you out if you need to fix your fan capacitor. All I have to do now is replace the shroud, which I'm going to clean up a little bit before I put it on there. So thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it, and good luck on your RV air conditioner capacitor fix.